All right. I will have you know. Oh, yeah. I'll have you know that it was 11 minutes. Hold on. Yes. I know there's nothing on the screen. No, I'm still here. I'm adjusting things to make things look nice. Or at least some sort of attempt to do that. Good enough. Okay, hold on. No. All right. All right. Ding. That'll do. Okay. Hello from the outside. It's gonna be loud. This is playing through the wrong input. That's all right. What's up? We were just talking about Dragon Delta. And here he is. So, hi. Sorry about the forever intro. All the things happened all at once. Is this Godzilla? Where's Alan? Somebody call Alan. So in my infinite wisdom, just before stream, I decided to go ahead and update my computer, which went fine, except it takes forever. And then I've been waiting for a package, which came today just as the main computer was coming online. And so, sorry, 11-minute intro. Sorry about that. Usually I'm like 2 minutes. Huh? Somebody mentioned Godzilla. We thought you might want to come in and say hello. That sounds about right. Huh? So today, and this is probably the last time for a while we'll do this, but I have some more packs to open just for funsies, just effing around. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 packs to open. 21-minute intros are in fashion. I'm going to write a piece of music that is exactly 21 minutes long. And you just sit there and listen to it. Because apparently I feel like being a dick. And so does this pack. There's some packs, every once in a while I run into one. There we go. Run into one like, I need a blowtorch and a crowbar to open it. So yeah, these are for the murders at Karlov Manor. Ooh. Little artwork for you. Elephants and pandas. Are those pandas? What are those? No. No pandas. Start my pile there. Start out with a mountain, real strong. And these are play boosters, so they're gonna have things in them, lands and whatnot. Tap and add one colorless, or pay island and swamp. Tap it, and target player puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. I feel that. Innocent Bystander. 2/1 Goblin Citizen. Whenever Innocent Bystander is dealt 3 or more damage, investigate. Create a clue token. It's an artifact with pay 2 and sacrifice and draw a card. Cryptic Coat. That seems okay. Dealt 3 or more damage. So, plus it up, I guess. Let's see. Is that crooked? Yeah, whatever. All right. Oh, land. Shadowy Backstreet. Add a plains or swamp. Enters tapped. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 1, which means look at the top card of your library. You may put it on into your graveyard. All right, here's an enchantment called Case of Burning Masks. When this case enters the battlefield, it's an enchantment case. It deals 3 damage to target creature and opponent controls. To solve. 3 or more sources you control dealt damage this turn. Okay. If unsolved, solve at the beginning of your end step. So solved, sacrifice this case. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. The Candlestick. Okay. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has, whenever this creature attacks, surveil 2. Which is look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them into your graveyard. And the rest on top of your library. Stop. Let's see. Hold on. Doing the maintenance. Okay. We have maintained. So we working today, or we're pretending to work today. That's cool. Wisp Drinker Vampire. Delta and I are hatching plans. It's been fun. Wisp Drinker Vampire is a 2/4 vampire rogue creature. Wait, oh yeah, I hate that. Like, hurry up and wait at work, and you're like, what do I even do with myself? But, oh, look out. Update incoming because it likes to be nosy. I scheme or plot. Plots and schemes. 2/4 with flying. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Cool. And then for 5 colorless, a plains and a swamp. Creatures you control with power 2 or less gain Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. That's a cool card. They're all cool cards. I don't work. Formulate a plan. Bite Down on Crime, which is a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may collect evidence. 6. That's okay. This spell costs 2 less to cast if evidence was collected. To collect evidence 6, exile cards with total mana value 6 or greater from your graveyard. Target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. That's wacky. You get to collect evidence, which is digging stuff up from your graveyard. That's kind of cool. Felonious Rage is an instant. Target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. When that creature dies this turn, create a 2/2 white and blue detective creature token. White and blue from a red card. Out Cold. Spell can't be countered. Tap up to 2 target creatures and put a stun counter on each of them. Investigate. If a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove 1 from it instead. Oh, that's stun. Cool. So things stay tapped for however long there are counters, anytime during your untap phase. Okay then. Due Diligence. An aura enchantment. Enchant creature. When Due Diligence enters the battlefield, target creature you control other than enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and gains vigilance until end of turn. So target creature control other than an enchanted creature. So, and then the enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance. Agency Coroner. 3/6 cleric. You know, at the store. 2 in a swamp, sacrifice another creature, draw a card. If the sacrificed creature was suspected, draw 2 cards instead. Whatever that means. That's, I'm sure, a mechanic that we'll run into in all of these. And Granite Witness. A 3/2 with flying and vigilance. You can disguise. You may cast this card face down for 3 as a 2/2 creature with Ward 2. Turn it face up anytime for its disguise cost. So, any combination of 2 plains and islands. When it's turned face up, you may tap or untap target creature. So you could end up tapping somebody's creature. Angel in Disguise. I said Agency Coroner. Are you a coroner? Do you inspect bodies? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. No. There it is. No. Stop it. I think Alan might be broken. His brain broke. Yes, no? No, yes, no. Yes, no, no, yes. All right. There we go. Open up. What do we have here? Suspected. Oh, here we go. Some tokens. Cool. Island, plain and simple, straightforward. Incinerator of the Guilty. I need some of that in my life. It's a dragon. It's a 6/6, and it's got flying and trample. Whenever Incinerator of the Guilty deals combat damage to a player, you may collect evidence X. When you do, Incinerator of the Guilty deals X damage to each creature and each planeswalker that player controls. That's cool. Of course, you gotta exile things from your graveyard, but that's collecting evidence. World Soul's Rage. in here looking like? Terrifying. I wanna try something real quick. Hold on. Let's see if we can get the focus. This is probably as good as it. That's at a 35. I wonder if autofocus would be of any value whatsoever. Actually, that's not terrible. And then... But you have to go back to looking decent again. Autofocus. Gross. Okay, can't do that. So we kind of get what we get, right? Okay. I'll leave it there. Not ideal, but... Alright, where were we? World Soul's Rage. Sorcery that deals X damage to any target. Put up to X land cards from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. Wait a minute. Okay, if I'm reading this right, you pay one forest and one mountain and then X whatever. So, like, let's say 5, right? 5 colorless. So you deal 5 damage to any target, and then you can put up to 5 land cards from your hand and or graveyard onto the... This is nuts. This is like potentially almost like land doubling. This is crazy. You guys seen this one before? I've never seen this card before. I'm gonna have to try and remember all of these crazy good cards. I also don't know who I have that's got red green. Alright, Slimy Dual Leech. Neat. It's a leech, it's a 2/4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control with power 2 or less gets +1/+0 and gains death touch until end turn. That's okay. Target creature you control with power. Okay, so every combat. That's nice. That's nice. All right. Just sitting here like an idiot. Holding on to Flourishing Bloomkin. Boomkin? Wait a minute. That's World of Warcraft. 0/0 plant elemental gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. So if you got lots of forest, you're good. Disguise 4 in a broccoli when Flourishing Bloomkin is turned face up. Okay, it's got disguise, so it can be played face down. Turn face up, search your library for up to 2 forest cards and reveal them. Put one of them onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffled. Like I'm feeling a vibe of like lots of land action here. That must be green. Those meddling youths. It's great. Human Detective 4/5 with haste. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, investigate. Create a clue token. It's artifact with pay 2, sack, and draw a card. Okay, we got some blue coming up here. Eliminate the impossible. Okay. Investigate. Creatures your opponent's control get -2/-0 until end of turn. If any of them are suspected, they're no longer suspected. So to investigate, create a clue token. It's an artifact with pay 2, sack, and draw a card. So you get to do that. Create the clue token. Creatures your opponent's control get -2/-0 until end of turn. So they kind of become... They're not as good a blocker. That's cool. Bobble Smuggler. 2/1 fish. With disguise. So play it face down for 3 colorless. And then flip it for its disguise, which is 5 colorless, 1 island. And then once it's turned up, get to put 4 +1/+1 counters on it. There's another innocent bystander. Had that one already. Loxodon. Elephant Detective, if there was such a thing. Disguise. Ah, there it is. It's not an angel. It's an octopus fish. Are you an octopus fish? Loxodon Eavesdropper, an elephant detective. When it enters the battlefield, you investigate, which we know is creating that clue token. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, Loxodon Eavesdropper gets +1/+1 and gains vigilance until end of turn. Well, that card type, whatever, it's nerdy jokes. Reasonable Doubt. This feels like it belongs in the Nelly Borka deck. Of course it does. She's Murders of at Karlov. She's a Karlov deck. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Suspect up to 1 target creature. A suspected creature has menace and can't block. Makeshift Binding. Enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls until Makeshift Binding leaves the battlefield. You gain 2 life. So you exile target creature until it leaves. Okay, so you're binding. You just putting them in jail. So Macabre Reconstruction. So sorcery that may end up in card order. Costs 2 less to cast if a creature card was put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Cool. And then this guy, Riftburst Hellion, is a 6/7 with reach and disguise. You may cast this face down for 3 as 2/2 creature, and then flip it anytime for its disguise cost. Cool. I'm the only angel. I have a deck of cards that would beg to differ. Alright. Cool. So I got some new music gear too that I'm pretty excited about. That's what I was bringing in from FedEx. And around here, FedEx is like you kind of, well, I had to sign for it first of all. So I had to be present. And then they I've had really bad luck with FedEx. And so I tend to be super on top of being present when they show up. So apologies. But the thing that I got is going to be a lot of fun. It's a new guitar pickup. I'm going to put it on the red flame top Paul Reed Smith that I have, the 245 SE. for those guitar nerds out there, and it's a MIDI pickup, and it's wireless, so it'll transmit MIDI signal to the audio computer, which will then allow me to make the guitar basically be any instrument that I want it to be. And I would be messing with it right now if it didn't require a fairly involved installation process. So for these guitars, I use fixed bridge guitars for the most part. The Gretsch has a Bixby on it, but we don't talk about that. Anyway, so you kind of have to you have to de-string it and take the bridge off to mount a piece underneath the bridge to put this new pickup on top of. So that being said, I plan on doing this on stream so we can break a guitar together. I'll probably actually use this setup because guitar body will fit right in here. And so we can do guitar tech stuff together, so that'll be fun. And then in the long term, I plan on making it so that I can actually perform some of these pieces of music on the guitar and the piano too, but I thought it'd be fun to do, just something to mess around with. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. Did we talk about Sanguine Saber? 2/1 vampire. A vampire with flying and lifelink. And disguise? Gee, imagine that. This is a murder mystery, so everybody's wearing a disguise, right? And then we got Ezram Agency Chief, which could be a commander. It's a legendary creature. 5/5 with flying. And when Ezram Agency Chief enters the battlefield, investigate twice. Create 2 of those clue tokens. And then you can pay 1 and sacrifice an artifact. Ezram gains your choice of Vigilance, Lifelink, or Hexproof until end of turn. Cool. Hexproof would be good. No using spells against that. Kravad Haunch, which is food equipment. Food that you can equip. Equip creature gets +2/+0. And then you can pay 2, tap and sack it, and gain 3 life, which is cool. And then when it's put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a plains. If you do, create 2 1/1 white dog creature tokens. Make some puppies. Cool. Another case. So carrying around cases here. Case of the Gateway Express. That's actually kind of legible on screen too. When it enters the battlefield, choose a target creature you don't control. Each creature you control deals 1 damage. Ooh, you're just ganging up on poor said target creature. To solve it, 3 or more creatures attacked this turn. If left unsolved, solve at the beginning of your end step. And when you solve it, creatures you control get +1/+0. Yeah, that's a kind of a brutal. Yeah, when it ETBs, every one of your creatures just piles on to 1 target creature. Beat them. The case of the beatdown. Culvert Ambusher. When Culvert Ambusher enters the battlefield, it's a 4/5 Worm Horror. When it ETBs or is turned face up, because it's got disguise, target creature blocks this turn if able. So you can impose a block. You know. And then disguise 4, you know the drill. You pay 3, it's face down, it's a 2/2 creature with Ward 2, as is tradition. And yeah, you can pay 4 and a broccoli to undisguise it and make it into the 4/5 worm horror creature that it is meant to be. Sorry. Disguise. And then we're going to see, I call you Angel. So, hey, this one has disguise. Look, it's disguise. The what? Elf crocodile. All right. We're just reaching at this point. This is undercover crocodile. When undercover crocodile deals combat damage to a player, investigate, which is create the clue token card. Disguise. As is tradition, 2/2, ward 2, and then turn it into its 5/5 nasty ass self. Yeah. Disguise. Projector Inspector. It's kind of fun to say. 3/2 human detective. And whenever it or another detective enters the battlefield under your control, and whenever a detective you control is turned face up, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Haha. Felonious Rage. I think we already got one of those in the pile here. Out Cold we do as well. The Nervous Gardener. Disguise. When a Nervous Gardener is turned face up, search your library for a land card with a basic land type. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. 2/2 Dryad. I'm just going to say Disguise for fun now. Griff Knot Tracker. A 3/2 flying human detective creature. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. Okay. Mine or somebody else's. Unscrupulous agent. Ooh. When it enters the battlefield, a target opponent exiles a card from their hand. It's a 1/1 little elf detective creature. And then Dog Walker. 3/1 human citizen with vigilance. It's got Disguise. And when you turn it face up, you create 2 tapped 1/1 white dog creature tokens. So, making puppies. Puppies. Disguise. Or this guy. So that guy, Disguise. That guy. Find the back of it. Like looking around. The ADHD just kicked in, and I was like, just looking around, flipping cards around. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Need to read the manual on how to open these packs. Got a good pile going on over there of the wrappers. What do we got here? Get a clue. Get it. Forest. What? Delta? I've watched people play TCG Simulator. It looks like fun. Delta, what did Famous do this time? What? Okay, my hand's huge. It's been going. He cuts them all the time. Like, can we explain why? Is it? That's what. Angel. Michael? Apparently he just cuts them. I was like thinking maybe For like, cause he's Okay, that's enough said. That it really is. Enough said, because I think for shock to like upset the Magic community a little bit. It'd be really funny if he was lurking and was like here to defend his position on cutting cards. I've never seen someone do it. I think I would absolutely lose my mind. Or have I? April? Did April do that at GCX? I'm sure someone could summon him. What possible legitimate reason could you have? Because I'm like, okay, if you're not going to play it anymore, put it away or sell it. If it's damaged, who cares? Like, if it's a bad print, who cares? Unless you're like mad about it. But I can't think of a single legitimate reason to do that. Fey Flight, an enchantment with flash. When it enters the battlefield, enchanted creature gains hexproof until end of turn. And then enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and has flying. So it gives flying and +1/+0 and then hexproof for a minute. For attention. That's what I mean. Like, because he has so many streamer friends that play Magic and are fairly serious about it, that would be something I could see doing to like get on their nerves a little bit, because they're his cards and who cares, right? Obviously, if they're his, then he can do whatever he wants with them. But yeah, I could see that as like, I was a little triggered here for a moment, and I'm not even that serious of a player. I'm just like, oh, why would you do that? Why would you destroy those things and you can just like give them to somebody else? I'm like, and yeah, so that's probably the exact reaction that he's hoping for from people. Outrageous Robbery. Instant. Every time I see Swamp, I think Cardor. Target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library face down. You may look at and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast it. So you get to steal X cards from your best friend and play them. That's mean and gross and might fit Cardor. The Karlov Watchdogs. Sorry about the coughing. I'm still like, you get over being sick, and I feel fine. I feel much improved over where I was definitely a week ago. But still, like, I hate the lingering cough that comes with this crud. It's just like, it's so annoying. It just gets to the point where you're like, can you just be done? Can we just be finished with this? Karlov Watchdog. It's a 3/2 dog with vigilance, like dogs have, since it's a watchdog. Permanents your opponent controls can't be turned face up during your turn. Oh, cool. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Tin Street Gossip. Viashino Advisor with Vigilance 4/4. Also makes mana as a mana generator, and you tap it to add a mountain and a forest. But you spend this mana only to cast face down spells or to turn creatures face up. Okay, that's not bad. The Hedge Whisperer. Lots of creatures. We've seen lots and lots of creatures. 0/3 Elf Druid Detective. You may choose not to untap Hedge Whisperer during your untap step. Why ever would you do that? Let's find out. 3 and a broccoli, tap, collect evidence 4. Target land you control becomes a 5/5 green plant borer creature with haste for as long as Hedge Whisperer remains tapped. It's still a land. Oh. Activate only as a sorcery. So that's cool. So you can tap this dude to create the plant creature. Because he's a 0/3. So he's not going to do much. But you can make... you can make a hedge into a boar. Double card. Hustle and Bustle. Oh, man. I love whoever gets to write these. Hustle and Bustle. Hustle is an instant. Target creature attacks or blocks this turn if able. And Bustle, a sorcery. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. You may turn a creature you control face up. Hey. Hey, Famous, what's up? Yeah, we were indeed talking shit. I gotta know. So I hear that you occasionally enjoy cutting cards. I don't know how often this happens, or what, but I want to know why. Just a little bit. Just a touch. Just a skosh of shit. And that's why. Like, oh, you did it to be a shit. Okay, so was there... What was the instigation for that? Because I can't even think of anything that would inspire me to be like, let me grab my pair of scissors and fuck up this card. So I just want to know. I'm honestly asking. I'm not trying to give you hell. Maybe a little bit, but not as much as maybe some other people. Were you just like... And I was like, oh, this seems to be kind of fun. And then I started playing. Oh, my God. So... Oh, so did you do this like before you started actually playing Magic? You were just like, hey, I got this card. Snip. Listen, hey, look, you can do more with these cards than cut them. So I think when Ben started getting back into it and everyone was getting into it again, I was like, I know how to annoy people. Check this out. That's what I was wondering, is if you did it to like kind of playfully trigger those who are very serious about it. Yeah, and it worked 100%. Yeah, I could see that. Like, I could see certain personalities out there getting... And then he cut the Jeweled Lotus in half. You get 2 that way, though, right? That counts. It's like if you cut it exactly in half, it counts as 2. It's a worm. Yeah, no, I could 100% see certain individuals who will remain nameless getting like super like anxious about that sort of thing. Then I found out my cousin used to work at Wizards of the Coast translating cards, and I was yelled at by my family. Oh, that's amazing. You were that was like the angry Thanksgiving dinner conversation. Oh my gosh. It wasn't politics, it was you're cutting Magic cards for fun and profit. I appreciate that. Then Chen came into my stream one time, saw me do it, and blocked me on every platform. Oh, that's hurtful. That's really funny. Like that's a serious thing. Did you? Okay. Well, I mean, Made some enemies that day. At that point, you knew it had gone too far. That's funny. And so now you play. See, and that's what I thought it was, too. I feel like that's what I knew of the story. A little, like, because I was like, oh, Delta, play. No, I thought I had seen you do that at, like, a donation threshold for St. Jude at some point. So that's... Both stories make sense to me, right? So if you're known for that, right? You're known for, like, goading people and triggering them a little bit in a playful way by cutting cards because they're your cards. Then that makes sense to me. But then the donation thing also does this, like, kind of like what you see people do on their charity streams, where you have incentives that kind of fuck with the players. And that would be a good one. Be like, all right, cut your commander. You know, for, like, when we reach X goal, you know, I will cut my commander in half. Like, someone had me cut an otter card in half and tag Sam on Twitter. Oh. And that was like $100 to St. Jude, but then I got the same card, put it in a sleeve, and gave it to her. Yeah. Well, that's all in good fun. And for donations for the kids. And so totally. Yeah. It makes sense to me to do that. It's a little destructive fun. So hopefully nobody takes it too seriously. 5 whole boxes for 5K. You're gonna spend half of that on the boxes. I guess depending on which boxes you're buying, but I'm just saying, it's for the. I think you just want to cut magic cards up, Angel. I think you're angry. I think I think you have unresolved issues with Magic the Gathering. It was a phase. Well, it got you there, Famous. It got you playing, and this is a good thing. Nah, I've never played it. You should. It's fun. Now that we're getting healthy around here, want to get Jess playing again, because she and I haven't played. His gritty face. Oh my. Other gritty goose. Who are you? We got a few coming out here. Vitagazi, Inspector, Vengeful Creeper, and Gearbane Orangutan. Famous, did we get to play? We played at least one game at GCX, didn't we? If not, I apologize. Oh, yeah. I played him in the finals in the tournament. Oh, right. 'Cause you, yeah, you committed the cardinal sin of taking out land, didn't you, in that game? I think you did. I think you had land removal, and you went and did it. You went there. And then I believe you got shit on. Which, you know, not in the not in the pre-con. I didn't know what was in my deck. Well, it's a choice, is all I'm saying. It's a choice. I want to check this out. Unscrupulous Agent. We've seen this one before. When an ETB's target opponent exiles a card from their hand. That tournament was so much fun. The Wheel of Doom was fantastic. I mean, I was out after the first game, and that's fine. The Wheel of Doom added RNG to it that really spiced things up, I think. All right, man. Hey, thanks for popping on and explaining your position on cutting cards. See everyone around. If I don't, hope everyone has a great holiday. Yeah, you too. Absolutely. Get some rest. Chill out for a little bit. And I hope to see you around. If I see you streaming, I'll come bother you. Later, man. Cool. Ooze. Got the ooze. Harpsichord comes in. All slappy like. Swamp. Deduce. Draw a card and investigate. Which is creating that clue token. Krenko's Buzz Crusher. Alright. 4/4 artifact creature Insectopter. Got flying and trample because it's big. When an ETBs for each player, destroy up to one non-basic land. Oh my. Speaking of land removal. Destroy up to one non-basic land that player controls. For each land destroyed this way, its controller may search their library for a basic land card. So you're bumping them down from a non-basic to a basic land. Put it on the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle. That's funny. Night Drinker Moroi. 4/2 with flying. It's a vampire. When it ETBs, you lose 3 life, because why not? And it can disguise. So play it flipped. Flip it over for more fun. Furtive Courier. Again, I feel like there's just lots of creatures. A 3/2 Merfolk Advisor. So you got Merfolk in here. There she is. Hello, Angel. Merfolk Advisor 3/2. Furtive Courier can't be blocked as long as you've sacrificed an artifact this turn. Whenever Furtive Courier attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. Soul Enervation is an enchantment with flash, so play it like at instant speed. When Soul Enervation enters the battlefield, target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh. So when you bring stuff back from the dead, you gain life. Not bad. Okay. This layout style is cool. Neighborhood Guardian, 2/2 Unicorn. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Whenever another creature. Okay. So it doesn't say only once per turn. So you bring out a whole bunch of itty bitties, then you can gas up everything else. I think we already had that. Nervous Gardener, we've already seen that one. Disguise. Public Thoroughfare is a land. It enters tapped and When it enters, sacrifice it unless you tap an untapped artifact or land you control. What? When Public Thoroughfare enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you tap an untapped artifact or land. So you got it, extra cost. Stub. The Goblin Mask Maker. A 1/2 goblin citizen that when it attacks face down spells you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast. No. I don't cut cards, that's not my thing. Also, these are all so new to me, I don't want to cut any. I want to play them. Projector Inspector, we've seen. Museum Night Watch. When it dies, create a 1/1 white and blue detective creature token. It's a 3/2 soldier. And it's got disguise. What does the one with the skull mean? This guy? There you go, Delta. That's the swamp. It is a mana card. So it is a card that you spend in order to cast other spells. So, for example, this card right here, Soul Innervation. At the top right corner of the card is its mana cost. You can see that it has a 3, and then one of the same little swampy skull icons. It's a little blurry. And so what that means is that, essentially, you have to pay one of these dudes and 3 of anything else to play this card. And if you had all manas, you would be dead. So you need Delta. What do you think? In a your average commander deck, would you make it about 1/3 lands? That's what they're called, lands. Basic lands. That's a good card, actually. So this card says, anytime, once this card's on the battlefield, anytime you play another creature that has power 2 or less, power being this first little number right here. If it's 2 or less, then you get to make something else stronger. 35 to 37, yeah. Yeah, a little over 1/3 of the deck should be lands. Then you throw in a few other things that, a few other artifacts and things that generate mana for good measure, and then everything else is like split between your creatures, instants, enchants, artifacts, and sorceries. Which all those words mean are, in Magic, everything's a spell. Even creatures are spells. And those are just different types of spells. And they have slightly different rules about them. So you just read the card is really, you'll hear Magic players say that all the time. Like, reading the card explains the card. So, yeah. Ally Assailant, and then Sanguine Savior. I think we've seen those as well. All you need to get started is a precon, which is a 100-card deck for Commander. And they're not too pricey. Probably $40 to $60. They're not terrible. Crazy people like my brother will spend that much money on one card. With, special art on it or just a highly desirable card, right? But if you just want to get into it and play, you go out. Really, it's find a commander that kind of speaks to you, and your local game shop, they should, if they're worth their weight. They'll explain the different mechanics, because like different decks do different things. Some are easier to. Hey, you could literally like you can go into a local game shop, an LGS, and be like, I want a deck with a unicorn in it. And they will, if they are a good LGS, they will find you one. My wife went into our LGS, was like, I like witches. I want to play witches. And they're like, they gave her a bunch of options, like, and she picked her favorite. And she's got 2 or 3 witch decks now. And she doesn't collect like I do. She falls in love with them and sticks with them. So Lenore and Willow Dusk are like her 2 favorite, and they're very different decks. What? Costco has the Riders of Rohan set. Costco, I love that. Lightning Helix. 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. $50. Right, that's what I'm talking about. And then I will tell you, you're probably going to want to buy 2 other things that will cost you probably about another $40 to $50. And that is sleeves and a box. Boxes don't actually have to cost that much. Sleeves are going to be about $10 to $12 a box. And then you can get a different style deck boxes. Hold on. So you can go less expensive, and it's perfectly fine. This is a fairly inexpensive. It even says deck box. This one I keep tokens and such in. I don't keep a full deck in it, but hey, what's up? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce your name over there on YouTube. I'm gonna go with Gurgi, because those are the letters I see. But what's going on? We're talking about all of the different accoutrements that go along with playing Magic. We're opening some murders at Karlov Manor play boosters, but I was just talking to. I'm over on Twitch too, so it won't be. It may not make sense. I'm not talking to nobody. But so the Ultra Pro stuff, this might be a 60 card box, but this is perfectly acceptable for less money. GameGenic, I have some of their boxes. And I have, who else do I have? Ultimate Guard. I am nobody. So these are cool because like the lids are magnetic, and I happen to pick zombie deck, but yeah, and also these are the sleeves that you're like, these are Dragon Shield. Every card gets put in a sleeve so that they don't get all like fucked up by you playing them. But yeah, so. But usually, I will say this: when you buy a precon, it will come with a cardboard box to put the deck in. Doesn't come with sleeves. Point being, you can play it. It's just if you want to protect your stuff, the stuff that I use is a little bit better. But you could do the $50 precon and play, So just thought. Yeah, we're just opening some packs here. Case of the Ransacked Lab. This is another case. These have been cool. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less, And then to solve, you've cast 4 or more instant and sorcery spells this turn. And then solved, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. That's cool. Dragon Shield is, yeah. Dragon Shield's good. If you sleeve them, though, I will say, if you sleeve them, then you kind of got to get a box, too. Because once you put sleeves on the cards, they don't fit in the box that came with the deck. They won't fit anymore. So it's a little bit like of an investment. Dragon Shields and Gamegenic Bastions are what I use. Those are good. Yeah. Evidence Examiner is a merfolk detective with 2. That's 2/2. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, you may collect evidence 4. That is exile cards with total mana value 4 or greater from your graveyard. And whenever you collect evidence, you also get to investigate, which is creating that clue token we talked about so many times. Card draw, always good. Do you have a big box of Magic cards? Angel. Just casually like, yeah, do we have that box of like 1,000 cards? You could just build a deck out of those. That's why I'm going to do a spare parts deck. You absolutely can. So, bunch of commons, that's it. Okay, well. It can probably, spare parts deck could probably still come out of that. Case, here's another case. This is a swamp case. Case of the Gorgon's Kiss. When this case enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Cool. To solve it, 3 or more creature cards were put into the graveyard from anywhere. And then this case, when it's solved, this case is a 4/4 Gorgon creature with Death Touch and Lifelink in addition to its other types. Cool. Okay, so like, you got them off of someone. Did you loot them? What is happening over there that you guys are like stealing boxes of Magic cards from people? Yard sale, I think. Yeah, she says I think. Someone was selling it for cheap. My guess is it was like somebody whose kid had moved out and there was just probably a box of a bunch of old Magic cards. Hey, Halls, what's going on? We're doing more Magic. At least for a little while longer. Yeah, you know, that sounds about right. No, you're good. We're just chilling. Like, I'm on vacation. It's totally awesome. I'm just happy to see you. Insidious Roots is an enchantment. Creature tokens you control have tap and add 1 mana of any color. Wow. Tokens become mana. I like that. Whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 0/1 plant creature token and put a +1/+1 counter on each plant you control. Cool. When am I not on vacation? Like every other time. Which one? Favorite art from the set? The Insidious Roots? Delta? And get a closer look at this. That's cool. Offender at Large. That's me. Giant rogue creature 5/4. It's got disguise. When Offender at Large enters the battlefield or is turned face up to 1 target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Still on about the unicorn. Hold on. I was hoping, because I found him or her. And if it was a legendary creature, you could actually build a deck around it. I couldn't remember if it was legendary or not. It is not. Unicorns are cool. What's up? OMG. Oh, here you go. There's a good look for it. It's a good card too. Mail. Okay, thanks. Bye. Unauthorized exit. I'm a put that in a deck. I think I have a white deck that I could put it in. Ah, yes. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand and surveil one. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. You can. They went this way. Some of these card titles are great. Let's see. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and then investigate, which is creating the clue token, which is card draw. We need a command that when I type unicorn, it will just pop up the unicorn card on screen. I'm such a nerd. No argument. Got him. All right, make your move. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with power 4 or greater. Boom. Kaboomium. Boom, boom, stick card. The Rot Farm Mortipede is an insect that's real gross. See? Disgusting. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Magic is not short on unicorns. That you could probably make a pretty slappy deck with those. So there's our insect friend, 3/4. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, Rot Farm Mortipede gets +1/+0 and gains menace and lifelink until end of turn. You could, and Alan, you have a job. Go unicorn hunting. Escape Tunnel. It's a land. Sacrifice it and search your library for a basic land card. Sacrifice it. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. So you can use it to bonk. Yeah, you are making the correct connection. On the job, creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn, and investigate. Cool. Okay, no, you are 100%. Yikes. For now. Is it conditional upon him getting you a unicorn deck? Which isn't going to just be $50. I don't know that you're allowed to quit, my friend. What is happening in chat right now? Delta, what did you do? What? With a... And then he quit the quest. I think he's side questing? I don't know. What's happening over there? This life. Your life depends on it. Okay, this is cool. My quest tab is full. Fair enough, my friend, fair enough. Rubble Belt Braggart. Whenever Rubble Belt Braggart attacks, if it's not suspected, you may suspect it. A suspected creature has Menace and can't block. That's pretty wild. Conspiracy Unraveler. Is a flying 6/6 Sphinx Detective. You may collect evidence 10 rather than pay the mana cost for spells that you cast. You gotta exile cards with total mana value 10 or greater from your graveyard. Okay. Thundering Falls is island mountain land, and it enters tapped, and you surveil one. You can look at the top of your library, and if you want to, you can put it in your graveyard. So you can burn the top card of your library if you want to. Harry Dronesmith. Haven't seen this one yet. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. It gains haste until end of turn. Sack it at the beginning of your next end step. You get a little Thopter for a minute. Then you got to say bye-bye to it. Merfolk Detective 1/3. Okay, so you can use it to untap a target permanent you control. You can tap this and untap that, and then retap it. Tap, tap, tappy, tap. Collect evidence 3, and tap target creature you don't control. Here's another case. These have been fun. This is an enchantment. And whenever a detective enters the battlefield under your control, and whenever a detective you control is turned face up, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, here's a question, Delta. So, whenever a detective enters the battlefield under your control, and whenever a detective you control is turned face up. So, question is, you play the detective face down, right? I need to find one. Maybe there's one with disguise here. But my question is this. When you play it disguised, so you play it face down, it usually comes out as a 2/2 with Ward 2. But does it have the type of detective? Also, hi, Angel. No, you're cool. Does it have that type? So would this card mean that you play the detective face down, it gets +1/+1, so it basically becomes a 3/3 or whatever. You know, base +1. And then you flip it, it gets another +1/+1. I guess I need to see one of those cards because I don't know if when it's disguised, if it has the type of detective. Specified. Okay, it's just a generic creature unless specified in the card text. Okay. That makes sense. Hey! Alan's got a unicorn. That's cool. Okay. So basically what this is saying is that if you choose to play it either way, once it becomes a detective, it's gonna get the +1/+1. So you can play it face up, gets the +1/+1. You can play it face down. When you flip it, it still gets +1/+1. All right. So back this case, to solve it, you control 3 or more detectives, and then once it's solved, if 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a clue token are created instead. So you get a clue, which is an extra card. Cool. Hey, Delta, thanks for the rules check. Benthic Criminologists. Merfolk Wizards. 4/5. When Benthic Criminologist enters the battlefield or attacks, you may sack an artifact. If you do, draw a card. They attack, you sack an artifact, get a card. Cool. I guess it depends on I guess if you have a bunch of clue tokens, you could just do... Yeah, okay. Ooh, okay. Goblin Mask Maker. Whenever Goblin Mask Maker attacks face down spells you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast. So 1/2. Little Goblin Citizen. Cool. I said ooh to this one, mostly because the art I thought was kind of cool. Now we're going to see if the card is cool. It's an enchantment. When a dramatic accusation enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Shuffle enchanted creature into its owner's library. Okay, why would you want to do that? There's got to be another card where, like, you enchant a creature, you tap it, doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Oh, I always do this. When I'm reading these cards, I make the false assumption that they're talking about just players cards, owners cards. But no, what this is doing is allowing you to keep an opponent's card tapped. And then you can pay to and take that off the battlefield back into the owner's library. So that's actually very cool. I always make that mistake that they're talking about mine, the player, but they're talking about any. Yeah, or whatever, whatever like card has a tap mechanic that is pissing you off. Really. Like you can short circuit some combinations with that pretty solidly. I like that. Like I playing against people who with these intricate, like, this taps and then this taps and then this taps, and then especially if they have something that taps to untap, like to start the whole cycle over again, that's the one I'd lock that out. Like, you don't get to do that anymore. You get one time through whatever mechanic you not 40. Short circuit, infinites, stuff like that. Or potential. Rubble Belt Maverick. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 2, which is look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. And then you can pay a broccoli, exile Rubble Belt Maverick from your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and activate only as a sorcery. My wife would probably love... Oh, the Bloomborough stuff is so good. Hold on. That's right. Make trash, do smash. That's Bello. The unfortunate original art, not the updated art. Delta. And so yeah, I won him, and then. You know how I was talking about how I just have an obscene number of packs to open? I have that too. So we'll get into that. The anime raised foil. I'm sure it's gorgeous. So we won't open. I need to open and sleeve this, but we'll get into these too. And now my piano is covered in magic cards again. He lives in a trash can on my desk, as is tradition and correct for him being Trash Panda. Murder. The murder card. Destroy target creature. This is probably already in Cardor. Just because you can murder Cardor. A lot. Gravestone Strider. 1/3 Golem. Add 1 mana of any color. Oh, okay. So you can pay 1 and turn it into mana of any color. You can pay 2 to exile the card from your graveyard and exile target card from a graveyard. So, and then Auspicious Arrival. This is cool art. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and then investigate. Cool. What the cadence of the sentence? He lives in a trash can on my desk. The next thing I want to say is SpongeBob SquarePants. Thank you, Halls. That is it. Like that's the rhythm was just like too much there. Oh my. I got about another 15 minutes or so to do this. Get through at least one more pack before I have to retrieve children from their respective hangout spots for the day. Get a clue. Sorry about that. Planes? Like I was saying, there's that like lingering post-influenza crud. Another projector inspector. Doorkeeper Thrall. Can't speak. Is a 1/2 with flash flying. Artifacts and creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. Huh. That's another good one for like short-circuiting people's crap. The nonsense that they play. Hide in plain sight. Hey, I just trip over my own tongue. That's all. And I have you may or may not have noticed that when Ben gets excited and gets going on Magic, that he speaks very quickly. And that is finding out after 44 years on this planet that is actually a Lupo trait, which is probably also just like an ADHD trait. Not specific to my family, but it's a trait that I'm finding. I didn't think I shared that with Ben. But I'm finding as we're doing this, as I'm like laying these out and we're reading about them and stuff, that I'm actually consciously having to slow myself down. Ben is that like new streamer that small and up and coming. Yeah, he's just getting started, you know. He's still finding his way. But yeah, like Anne made fun of him. That it was incredibly funny. She posted a video. Ammunition posted a video on Twitter that she edited that was like him trying to explaining a card to somebody, and it was just like there was one he was reading, you know, the text here, and it was just all one word. Like the whole block was just all one word. It was amazing. And so I'm trying not to do that. So like hide in plain sight. Let's yeah, no, that was basically it. Like but they were all words. She did such a good job cooking him on Twitter. Like It's so good. It's been a long time since she posted it, but it's so good it's worth going to her profile and looking back and trying to find it. Because I do, like, I need to stop myself from doing the same thing. Hide in plain sight. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Cloak 2 of them, whatever that means, we'll find out. And put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So what does cloak mean? To cloak a card, put it onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature with ward 2. Yeah, it's kind of like disguise. Turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. So, okay. So that's interesting because if it's not a creature card, you don't get to turn it over. You don't ever get to play the face of it. Okay. This is the part in the piece of music where Dragon kills Cardor. A Killer Among Us. When a Killer Among Us enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human creature token, a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token, and a 1/1 red goblin creature token. Then secretly choose human, merfolk, or goblin. Sacrifice it. This card, Killer Among Us. Reveal the chosen creature type. If target attacking creature token is the chosen type, put 3 1/1 counters on it, and it gains Death Touch until the end of turn. So, okay. Okay, so you choose a type amongst those 3 that you created, and then you have to. You probably would want to, like, write it down so you know you're not cheating. And then when it attacks, you could gas it up to a 4/4. Sorry about that. That's the other thing right now. This is good. I know I'm going really slow through these packs, but I'm glad that we're doing this because I'm understanding what they do is important. Owner of target spell. This is sudden setback. The owner of target spell or non-land permanent puts it on the top or the bottom of their library. I guess depending on whether or not they want it back. Deadly Complication. Choose one or both. Destroy target creature. Or put a 1/1 counter on target suspected creature you control. You may have it become no longer suspected. This is interesting because it says one or both, and this I read something. Hey, sorry about that. We don't do put it in Discord. Send it to me in Discord. I'm assuming this is the unicorn. Oh, the ammunition link. Okay. Let's see. Your upkeep, you take a step. This is great. Hold on. If you have initiative. Oh, come on. If you have initiative during your upkeep, you take a step further into the Undercity dungeon card. The first room is search the library for a basic land card, put it in your hand, and shuffle.
Work has been proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters.
On the left side, you can put 2 1/1 counters on target creature or scry 2.
It's produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance.
Lyrics coming at you with supersonic speed.
Reveal the top 10 cards of your library, put a creature card on them onto the battlefield with 3/1/1 counters on it.
The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite.
And if you gas Obeka, all it takes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you give her +3/+3.
The ambifacient lunar wane shaft.
Each opponent, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life unless they discard a card.
Every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible tremie pipe.
Emberith is make a 3/1 red knight creature token. If you're the monarch, deal X damage.
To the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters.
Perfection. That was just the best. Oh my gosh. All right. Just getting cooked by Anne. It's fantastic. Yeah. No, so Deadly Complication. Delta, this was something that I read a bit ago about here we go. Prized Unicorn. Oh, all creatures able to block Prized Unicorn do so. That's cool. It's good to know, though, right? So these mechanics that say choose one or both, there are some cards that require you to do all the things, all the choices, right? And I read or was told or something, I learned that basically if you have a card that requires all actions, that if you are not in a position to do all the actions, the entire card fizzles. Is that right? Because that's why, like, specifically this is worded choose one or both, so that you can bypass any condition that you can't do. Something like decimate. Okay. I like this, by the way. We're learning together. Yeah. Decimate. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and target land. Yeah, you can't cast a spell unless you have legal choices for all its targets. Okay. But, okay, so let's say I don't know why you would do this. This would be really dumb. But what if, like, you insisted on casting it? Would it just flame out? Because you can't choose legal choices for all the targets. Okay, here's a ruling. You must choose a legal target for each target required by Decimate. However, if a permanent has multiple card types, it may be chosen as a target for more than one instance of the word target. Okay, so artifact creature, so artifact enchantment, okay, and artifact land. Okay. Yeah, artifact is interesting because it acts both as a card type and like a combination card type. Oh, that's cool. So that's like a defensive maneuver where you could be like, if they targeted a bunch of your stuff and like let's say you had artifact removal as an instant, you could, in response to you casting Decimate, I cast whatever and destroy the artifact that you targeted. And then the rest of it fizzles out because maybe you don't want to lose the enchantment or creature or land or whatever else that Decimate was targeting. Wacky. See, these are good discussions because those are the strategies and techniques that I sometimes don't think about. I'm gonna lay these out real quick because I got about 5 minutes. I wanna check these two out. We got Extract Confession. As an additional cost, this is a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may collect evidence 6, which is where you exile cards with total mana value 6 or greater from your graveyard, and each opponent sacks a creature. If evidence was collected instead, each opponent sacks a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. Gross. Cardor. I'm just gonna I should really just make a mono black deck. And then Ally Assailant enters the battlefield tapped. It's a 3/3 vampire rogue. It's got Disguise. One more time, Angel. What's up? And then when it's turned face up, target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Yeah, black is what's up? Coming in hot. Cool. So, as I said, I only have a few more minutes to chat. I like these afternoon streams have been fun. I'm gonna miss it when I go back to work, but it's gonna be it's okay. Like, I like my job, so it's not too much of a hardship, other than I don't get to hang out. Although I run into you guys in other streams too, so that's cool. But yeah, so we'll do some more maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Running out of days. But for now, I think I am gonna have to say goodbye for right now, and no stream tonight. No stream tonight. But tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. I think, Angel, I know you're gonna give me shit for this, because I know you've written like 47 songs and we need to get cracking. But I think I am gonna play Magic in Pools League tomorrow night to 48, and because I want to do that. I haven't done that yet, and I keep telling Sam that I'll do it, and I want to. I want to play. So, but maybe we can get some work done on some things on Friday. I think you stream on Friday, but I can still do mixy stuff. And I know also that Wicked he tracked a couple of things, and then he got sick too. Like, everybody's just getting sick left and right. So I might see what he's got too, and see where we stand on that. But yeah, so that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye now. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow afternoon. Definitely gonna stream tomorrow night. Hope to see you guys there. Thanks for hanging out. Halls, thanks for popping in and saying hello. And Angel and Delta and Alan and who else has been around? Anybody over on YouTube who's just lurking, anybody on Twitch who's lurking, I appreciate you guys just chilling with me and listen to me be stupid. Oh, okay, I have nothing planned for Friday. Okay, I thought you usually stream Friday night, but yeah, if you're around, let's do something. So let's record some music. We can talk about one of the new pieces, or new songs. So yeah, I want to go get my kids. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon and evening, and I will talk to you soon. See you later.